Hello and welcome back. This is video 3 of the engine teardown for the blown head gasket replacement. It's going to be split into 2 parts, and the first part is going to be getting the intake manifold off, and then the second part will be getting the heads off after the intake manifold's off. So you know, we're at top dead center already. I put a mark right here so I can line up the cap properly, even though it's going to be getting screwed in. I just wanted a mark there. Go. Six. 8. 1 should be right here. You should be over here. So, let's see. According to the distributor rotor, I am not at top dead center here, according to that indicator down there. So, I need to find out what's going on here. Can you see that? Yeah, barely. There we go. So I'm going to try and get this to line up with number 1. Right there. Now we're at the top dead center. And I can move this off to the parts bin. The oil pressure sensor right here. So we have this wire right here that plugged into the top of the distributor cap. This one that plugged into the top of the distributor cap. We have the distributor bolt right down there. We have this vacuum tube that goes across over to there. We have the oil pressure, and I don't know what that is, but it's on a tube that goes into the back of the intake manifold. We have this wire harness right here that comes out of the back of the distributor. All right, right there, it comes out there, goes into there, and goes into a bundle down there and clips in to a wire right there. That goes down behind something else and goes back that way. Wow, talk about a cluster of wires. All right, so we're at top dead center. We have the distributor cap pointing to the number 1 on the distributor cap. this vacuum line right here, that rear passenger side of plenum. This plugs into the rear passenger side of the plenum. It's a rubber hose that splits off and goes over that way. And then there's another vacuum line that goes here, goes down here, and goes into a wire bundle that's on the back of the motor. We have this vacuum line right here that connects to this right here and is mounted on the intake manifold through one of the bolts that hold the intake manifold to the heads. We have this wire right here. This wire right here has a connector right here. This right here has a connector right here. And now we'll try and get all that squared away. And then we get this vacuum line, which I'm going to put like that, which goes right here to device on intake manifold, goes right there. That's that vacuum line, it goes into here. Looks like this was left open. I don't see anything that was plugged into it. This goes to the bottom of the throttle body in the front. So yeah. Alright, as we start this, we mark the position of the distributor cap to the intake manifold and mark the position of the rotor to the distributor cap, just to make sure we can line this all back up when we put it back in. We have to disconnect this wire harness right here. And label it, and it's kind of tight in there, so we're going to take it nice and slowly. So that goes to the harness that goes to the distributor. Alright, over here we have this, so let's label that. Goes to that right here. We're going to take this vacuum switching solenoid off. So we're going to see what we need. Yep, 10 millimeter. Right back in there. Notice that these go underneath. They went underneath this. And I'm going to plug this right back in. And we're going to put it off to the side for now, like right there. Has these vacuum lines on it. So now we're going to disconnect. These go under here. And it goes to this wire clip right here that has a connector right there for it. So we're gonna go here and just pop that like so. And we're gonna move this out of here. open that, take that, move that off to the side. Then we're gonna disconnect this right here. There we go. So that's disconnected right there. Move that off to the side. Now drop those like that. And it looks like we have access to the distributor. I'm going to clean up down here and put another mark down here so that I can get this lined up right the next time I put this back in. And so you can see what I'm seeing. There we go. There's the bolt that holds the distributor cap on. There's the distributor hold down bracket. I'm going to mark it back down there, but first I have to clean back there. So I put a mark down there as well. I don't know if you can see it. It's right next to my finger, right down there. And like I said, I also did it right here, lining up with that, the rotor, and right here. And right here, lining up in front. So I have 3 marks where I marked the distributor should line up. So it's time for the distributor to come out. And there's a bolt, like I said, right there. And we're going to be taking that out and sliding the distributor out. So the distributor hold down nut is 9/16, and I have this awesome wrench that I got. I'm going to utilize it and take this off. And it's going to take a little movement here. And it's loose. It's loose now. Doesn't take much. A lot of these don't take much at all. And now it's just get in there and get that nut out. Yeah, because I think I was able to move it. Yeah, I've moved the hold down off to the side. So now we can gently, and it's gonna move. So what we want to do is make sure that line back up. Now when we pull this out, we're going to mark where this ends up on here. So that way we know where to position this if it moves to put it back in. So as we bring it up, alright, it stops moving right there. So I'm going to put a mark like so that I'm putting this blade in the middle of those 2 marks as I look straight down from it from up top. And we should be able to pull it right out. And there we go. And now the distributor's out. And I'm gonna slide that back here. That's out of the way there. Put that over here, behind here as well. So we have access now to everything we need to take the intake manifold off. There is a connector down here that's plugged into this tube. So let me see if I can get some light on that and see about disconnecting that. And I'm gonna put a rag in right here, keep any dirt and grime from getting in there. I'm gonna be vacuuming it out and cleaning it out as best I can, and changing the oil, of course, before I even turn this thing back on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just clean out the torque heads of the intake manifold. Oh, I got to take that off, so I'm not going to be able to get that torque nut out. So I'm going to unscrew that. And this is where that ground on the driver's side injector harness and front harness go. So I'm going to put those right there for now. See what size those are. 9/16. They are 9/16. Okay. There we go. Thermostat is now out. I will be replacing the thermostat. And now, like always, we're going to put our bolts back in. I see a little bit of rust in there. Hopefully that isn't everywhere. So, while we're here, I spoke to injector connector, and those grommets or something that's in here inside the heads, they believe that they're part of the Bosch install, and I'm going back to the regular injectors that this vehicle came with, because the Bosch ones are really noisy. So I cleaned out the heads of the torque bolts for the manifold. So let's get this off to the side as much as we can. Oh, look at that. Huh. That was just laying back there. That's awesome. And it connects to this. So this, right here, this wire, this wire, this has a connector right here. So we're just going to leave it in place right now and get the head out, and then we'll take a peek at it and see if we have to move it. So these, let's see what we got here. Right, and that is a 45, T45. Alright, it says to only turn them 1/4 of an inch at a time until they're all loose. Enough to come out by hand. These ones back here are very loose already. I'm not surprised that might be where some of my leaks are coming from, because I have a lot of oil back here on top of the manifold. Continue right here. Half a turn, and then quarter turn. That one's really loose. 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 That one's a little tight, but it's off the intake manifold, so that one's a little tight. And that one's tight. But they're all off the intake manifold, so get these down and off. Alright, so I brought this for this issue. So I'm not going to be able to put these bolts back in where they go. So I'm going to take them out and put them off to the side and clean them up a little bit. I'm going to put these bolts back in where I took them from. After I get these ones out. They all look the same size. That bolt right there looks pretty darn cruddy and rusty. It came out of here. This one has a bracket on these two bolts, and that looks pretty cruddy and rusty. Well, cruddy anyway, right there. That came out of there. Let me put these aside and go from there. So these are all back in. Whoa! Oh, well that's awesome. Huh. Those items back here that I thought were attached to the intake manifold were not attached to the intake manifold. And out it comes. Look, I got some crud right there. Front seal. Back seal came off with the head. I mean, with the intake. The intake manifold gaskets look new. Alright, so we got some crud in here. Let me get you a shot in there. So, we get some buildup right there. A little rust there. Some buildup back there. All around this area. Some buildup right there all around that area. We got some crud that fell in. I'm going to have to vacuum it out. We got some more of that milky oil right there. Looks like a lot of oil was going in here. A lot of oil going in there and there. Looks like all of them have oil going into them. Right there. So yeah. But this right here that I thought I'd have to take that off of goes to the block. So I'm gonna leave it on the block. yeah, this is the heads. So what I'm going to do today is I need to get some of this out of here. I got to go get my vacuum and vacuum out some of this stuff that's in here before I go any further. I have to get the block of wood so that I can mount the push rods and the rockers on them when I take those off. But outside of that, everything looks really good. Looks like we had something leaking here, but could have been just that. But yeah, so far so good. There's a little bit of movement on the push rods. Yeah, that one go up and down, up and down. But yeah, I'll get my vacuum, we'll come back, and we will vacuum this out, and then we will take this off, both of them. We're going to start on this side though. So let me grab some of these, I can put those back there, that can go up, back up there, this can go over here. I'm going to put something over this. If nothing else falls in there, we'll do that. Oh, look at that. One of the bolts. I gotta put it back. Now this is, and it said some crud in those passages. Definitely crud buildup here where there aren't any passages going anywhere. And it definitely has carbon buildup, except for on this one. These two look really good. These two look okay. A lot of carbon buildup here, 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 there. Yeah, it doesn't look that great. So you can see the crud in this last one right here. Some crud in that one. And how it is. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please click on the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It does help out the channel. Thank you again and have a great day.